the lesson 3.9, previewing, sharing, and embedding your Google My Maps once you are complete. So we finished up here. Notice now we've got our new locations we just added. We're kind of spread out now more on the map. When you're done and you're ready to share, present your map, there's a couple things we want to do. First of all, if you want to check it out, what it looks like on the user end, up here above your layers, there is a preview button. So if you click on preview in a new tab, it's going to open what a user would see. And so a user's got this navigation window over here on the left, and they can click through, and it's student paced or it's user driven. So there's no specific order. Like we could click on Hays and it gives me the information about Hays, but I don't have any graphics as part of Hays. I could zoom in. I can see there's some more detailed information here. Click on City of Clearwater. Notice then there's that graphic or image that we inserted. There's that active link where if I click on that link, it's going to open that website. If I flip over here, those are our directions as part of what we have there. And those directions from the elementary school to the pool. As we put those in, I can navigate in and out of those. I also have the ability to kind of come through here and check out any of the layers I can remove, or I can hide different layers. So there, that hides the directions layer. I could come in, I could hide the Kansas Colleges layer. Again, this is on the user end. This is how it looks when I'm viewing it either in a web browser or if I've shared it with someone to do that. So when I'm ready to actually make it viewable by the public and I'm ready to go, there's a couple things we want to do. The first thing we want to do is we want to click share. So we want to share it. Right now, and this is the big thing, right now when you start, it's private. Only I can get to it. So the very first thing we want to do, whether you're going to share a link or you're going to publish it on the website, which we're going to do, we want to come in here and we want to click change. And we want to flip that and change those permissions. Now, I would recommend if you're putting it on a website or you're sharing with someone, I just flip over to public. Anyone on the internet can find it. Now, if we're sharing specific, anybody with a link or a 264, obviously if we have our students, we might have different options, but we want to make sure we only give them viewing permission, not editing permission. Because if we give them editing permission, obviously when they get it, they could mess with our map as well. So I'm just going to make it public on the web, and I'm going to put it on view. Now I've got this link. So if I want to share the link, let's say I'm submitting it in Google Classroom if I'm a student, or if I'm sharing it with another teacher, whatever it happens to be, this is where I can get my link right here in Google Drive. I can also, from my preview here, I can get this link here if I want to publish that link as well, but I want to make sure I change those permissions. So that's the first thing we want to do, is we want to share it. The next thing we want to do when it's time is we want to come in and we want to set the default view. So in other words, on the map here, when the user comes in, we don't want them, to see this in our map when they first get it. At the same time, we don't want to be crazy zoomed in where they only see one of our markers. So you want to get the window set where you like it. For us, maybe it's this, since we've got those colleges. And then up here in the three dots to the right of the title, you're going to come in, you're going to say, set the default view. And all that does is it takes that window that you have, and anywhere that you take this, whether you share a link or you embed it on your website, that's the initial view that people are going to be able to see. Now, they can control the zoom in and zoom out, but that's the initial window that they're going to see. The next thing we want to do is to be able to come in here, and you're going to say, we're going to embed this on my site. This is where you're going to get the HTML code to copy paste this into your Google site. So we can copy this here. We can hit Control Copy, Control C, and then you can move over to your Google site. We're going to take this down here to week 3. And now they're in the insert options here. I can go to embed, and I can go to the embed code, and I can paste it there. Now, a warning, If you are running Grammarly, which is this right here, Grammarly will, if you're running Grammarly, it will not let you embed correctly. So you have to deactivate Grammarly. And it's as simple as clicking on Grammarly. Okay. I right clicked on Grammarly and I'm going to go to manage extensions and I'm just going to turn it off while I paste that HTML code in. If you're not running Grammarly and you don't have that, this is not going to be an issue. But if you are running Grammarly, it's going to mess with your embedding with HTML. So I'm going to embed. Notice you can do URL. So I can also come in here and I can get the URL, which I'll show you in a second. Okay, but I've got that embed code. So I'm going to flip there. I'm going to paste the embed code. Nope. And maybe I'm having problems with my Grammarly as it is. There we go. Just had to refresh. There's my week 3 map, and I can insert it. Then we're there. Then I can adjust the size of my map. So there I can make my maps go there. I can also, when it's time to embed, I can also embed by URL, and you're going to get that URL from the preview window here. So let's say I want to do another one just so you can see. Okay, we'll come down here. We'll do another embed. I'll come up here. I can get the URL code from my preview window. And I can insert it that way as well. So 2 ways to do that with the embed code. You can embed the URL or you can embed from the code that's there. So that's how to preview, how to share, and how to embed the map in your website.